Thank God it's Tuesday. It's Tuesday, and this is a garden update. I'm back in Redondo Beach, California. It's 62 degrees and a light breeze, as you can see, on the 22nd of April. And we'll do a quick garden update. It's been 3 months, over 3 months, over 107 days or so since I've been in California, and I'll let you see in real time how this garden has progressed positively and unfortunately negatively. We're out in the street now, and we'll just go through this pretty quick. I have some items of interest that I'll go over for today's date. It's a beautiful day. The birds are chirping, and this is much the same. This one is still vacant today. They're asking about $250,000 or $260,000, and it is still vacant. Much too expensive, I guess. Otherwise, it would have been already sold, and new owners would be living inside. Still empty, still priced too high, in my opinion. So let's go. We've got this regular, very healthy. Look at the size it is. And this is beautiful. This is doing very well, and everything looks good. Now, this is the one that's very interesting. The roots are getting so big, it's coming right out of the pot. Robert from Austin tells me it needs to be taken out of this pot, and the bottom roots need to be cut. But that is a big job. It still looks very healthy. And I am going to just let it go. I'm just going to let it go, and it'll do its thing. Spinning around. We've got our nice bonsai out here that's doing very well, very healthy, very nice. Look at the way this cactus just shoots right out of this pot. Look at the size of this. Unbelievable. Some nice specimens here. Of course, I can't tell you what the names are because I can't remember names of people or of plants. Some of the easier ones I can remember. Other ones I cannot. This is good. This was a cutting, and it is starting to come up real good and will flower momentarily. The yucca, of course. And look at the way these came up. Look at the way these came up. See, this has been here a long time. See that? The way that comes up, and it starts to be like a tree trunk, if you will. This one was getting too much sun, evidently, and this was relocated to this area here. This type of ficus. This is a new ficus. I don't know if you've seen this one yet. This was outside a nail shop, and I said, "Can I buy that?" And they said yes, to my amazement. I don't know why anyone would want to sell that specimen. Isn't that a nice one? This is the artificial one that you're familiar with. That was purchased at a flower shop in Manhattan Beach, and I saw it and I said, "Oh, I gotta have that," even though it's artificial. And here are some of the ones on the step. This one was getting too much sun, but then again, it's back. It's back in the saddle again, as they say. Some various miscellaneous ones over here. There's a nice, interesting one over here. Again, you want to accent the, this one has seen better days. I don't know what happened here. These are your mother-in-law's tongues. They call these the mother-in-law tongue. The money tree, of course. Some of these are cuttings. And today in history, I've got a lot of different items going on today. In 1073, we lost the Pope, and the Pope was 88 years old and perished on a Monday after Easter Sunday, around 7:30 a.m. in the morning, Rome time. And now look at this. I can't do items of interest and talk about the garden at the same time, so I'm going to try to hold off on the items of interest. And now these are the cuttings I was telling you about. So these took. I've got 1, 2, 3, and of course this one doing very well. And these are the olive trees, I believe, cuttings from the olive tree. Some are not doing as well. Some of them are not doing as well because of lack of fertilizer, age. And here's your pencil cactus just hanging in there. Look at the bottom. The bottom becomes just like a tree trunk. See how hard it is? And that is as hard as a tree trunk. So that comes along. And here's some cactus cuttings. Some more cacti. And I hope you all enjoyed the wrestling, the midget wrestling from Austin, Texas, the International Midgets Championship. There was a lot of things that I was very surprised about. I was taken aback by some of the activities by the referee and some of the other participants, things I had never seen before in certified competition. And I guess when you're dealing with midgets, you just don't know what's going to happen. This is a nice specimen. Look at this one. Very nice. And here's your boxwood. Look at the root base on the boxwood. Very nice, huh? These are very good. You can just take a piece off of these, put it in root hormone, and you got yourself a bonsai free of charge. Just find a pot, and they look naturally old real quick. And that's what you want, of course, with your bonsai. This one was, I pruned the roots on this, and this is what I got. This is the only thing that's left. So you got to be careful when you prune the roots. Sometimes, trying to make a canopy out of that one. Sometimes it doesn't often come out the way you... Now look at this one. This one has got some problems. This could be lack of fertilizer or a lack of soil breakdown in the soil. It needs fertilizer, perhaps. Maybe it needs to be repotted. But you can see how it's struggling. It really is, just like some of these other plants that I will show you. Some of them are doing well. This one still looks very, very healthy. Doing well. This one is just a die-hard. I've had this for many, many years. Look at I have not touched this one. This one up here is doing well. Got some die-off in the back, not much. And the cones are coming up. I've got that little white mite, and I've been spraying it. Perhaps I'll show you what I've been spraying that with. And some fern action here. This one could be greener too. This could be suffering from abuse or neglect. And my sister Mary Ann's Christmas tree is here. And that is growing very well. This thing is still alive right here. Don't ask me the name of it. I got this many years ago. And this is still doing well. So it's, he's a volunteer. There's another boxwood cutting. And here's a boxwood cutting as well. Look at the size of this. That needs to be trimmed up as well. Again, some of these you've seen in the past, and that are continuing to doing well. Here's another cutting. Maybe that'll take more olives. Olive. I don't know if you can see with the light. Here's my favorite right here. Here's my favorite right here. And look at the way this is going. This is something I got over at the Botanical Gardens over there in Torrance a few years ago. These are from Floyd. These are called the lamb's tail, or the lamb's ear, or the lamb's foot. Something to do with a lamb. And look at the way that got. Just doing real well. These are the cactuses that you've seen in the past. This one evidently perished, but they're coming up pretty strong. And there's some miscellaneous. This one is suffering as well. You know, it's seen better days. It's a sign of neglect, perhaps. It needs fertilization. It needs to be. The soil perhaps has been broken down, but these are my faults. But these are the conclusions that I've come up with, that perhaps why these bonsai, some of them, are not doing as well as they should. No one is surprised. They need. Here's the crown of thorns. I'm trying to make that into a bonsai, perhaps, and this is the result of my efforts, good or bad. Again, this is just a garden of a novice. This is not what we see in magazines and books and on television. Those people are at another level of education and skill set. But I'm happy to just keep them as we talked in the past. Here's one that's doing very well. Look at the nice root base on that one. Look at the nice trunk. This is the same. I got this. This is the, again, I forget. I know what it is, but I can't bring it up. Here's another crown of thorns. See the way it's coming up? So don't be discouraged. You work with plants, and you'll get better as you work along. As you get, the green thumb will come. It'll fade. It'll come back. I often just say, you know, this is a Japanese something, and I forget what it is. Here's your olive, doing very well. I've got that white mite stuff that I've been spraying, and you can see how the branches are thickening up. Remember how skinny the branches were? The branches are now thickening up pretty good. The trunk is healing. See the way the trunk is healing here? Hopefully this'll all heal over. And over here, perhaps that'll heal over. It's amazing. This is your rubber tree or rubber plant. Now look at the I guess the dying privacy things that I planted here, and they are dying. It started at the bottom and it just moved right up, and there's nothing I can do about it. Eventually they're going to have to be ripped out and something else put in that area. Big engine, big engine, big engine. I can't see it with the sun. Here's the gecko. Here's the gecko coming along. The boxwood in the back. That was cut yesterday. Doing the best with that too. And I'll do a walk around on the other side. I don't think you've ever seen the other side of the boxwood, and you can see the die-off that's coming along. But like I said, you know, I can only do what I can do with the time and the finances that I have. This is one I've had for a long time, and I never touched this one. Never touched it. Look at the. Can you see how old it looks? Just a good specimen, but I've never touched it. I've never repotted it. I've never root pruned it, and I've had it many years. Over 20 years. I think I've been here over 20 years. See, that's what you get. Let me see if I can get a real close shot of that one. See? That's what you want right there. But I was reluctant to touch it because I didn't want to do so. This is the one that my sisters, I got this from Home Depot. My sisters gave me on a birthday, I think they gave me a gift card, and I bought this one, and it is still doing well. Not as bad as some of the ones, but decent. This is a favorite of mine as well. Look at that. Look at that root base. Not root base, look at that trunk. I mean, it just looks like it's been there for 100 years or more. And That's what you want. That one as well. Here's this one is back in the saddle again. The maple, Japanese maple, very nice. These are going to start flowering soon. And of course our pine is doing very well. Just going about its business with a nice crazy little shape. It needs to keep getting trimmed to keep this aisle open. And you can see the little acorns that are starting. I think they call them acorns. And look at that. And you can hear the birds in the background, which is a wonderful, wonderful sound. There's nothing better than hearing birds communicate with other birds, perhaps, and forage and look for food on a beautiful sunny day here, 62 degrees on the 22nd of... Here's some miscellaneous things here. Doing well, very well. Some things are easier, and this eventually is going to come down and over the top of the pot and will come down, and that'll be very nice. It looks like it's taking its time, though. It sure is. This one is not doing very well. This is the, again, I can't remember what it's called. I wish Robert was here. Robert would just, here's a good specimen. This is very nice. I like this one. Robert would just be, here's some bamboo. I know that much. And so that's the garden update. Some items over here, some grass that's doing very well. This was found on the street. Somebody was throwing this one out, so I picked it up, and it's doing very well right now. So that's the extent of the garden update. I hope you enjoyed it. Just a quick video, 17 minutes. It's never quick, is it? Jeez. Let me go and show you the backside of the boxwood, because you'll see that this is getting old too, this boxwood. This has been here for quite some time. And I use this as a privacy hedge. And I really wanted to just make them really, but I could only do the best I could do. It didn't, I envisioned it to be more, you've seen hedges in magazines and in people's homes. It looks like they measured it with a square. And that's what I was hoping for, but I did the best I could with what I had, and may not be the most ideal place for a boxwood because part of it, oh, this is locked. I gotta open this now. I hope I can get to the items of interest. Some of the viewers, they don't mind if the videos are long. That cemetery one from Houston is very long, and some viewers don't mind the long view. So some of the viewers don't mind the long presentations, and of course some do. And all right, let's go back here and show you some of the die-off, perhaps. This is the backside of the boxwood, and you can see this is, as they say when people take pictures, this is not the good side, but it is. It has to be a side. Everything needs two sides. And this is, but this has been up here for quite some number of years too. So I'm thinking it's reached its life cycle, I hope. And it comes out here. But this side is still green a little bit, but the other side, as you can see from before, is decaying and dying off. This is the front of the community center. I might as well show you this while I'm here. Very nice, huh? Look at that pencil cactus. Very nice. So this is the backside, some bamboo coming up there, doing its thing. And I put this glass here. Sometimes people have canines and they'll walk the dog, and as you can see, the die-off. See the die-off? It's dying off in certain areas, and canine urine would just make that die-off more, speed it up, if you will. So that's why I put up this plastic glass, or this glass, it's not plastic, to keep canines that come past from urinating on the hedge. So there it is. Okay, and then over here is, now this is doing very well right here. Look at the way this came back. This was doing very poorly, and it was cut back over here. You can see the way it was cut back, and it just came back there's another Christmas tree for my sister Mary Ann. This is a money tree that's trying to do better. Again, it's my own fault. You can only get so much. You get what you put into your horticulture in a way of fertilizer and soil condition and watering habits. Look at this one. This one, I guess, is the same thing. It's suffering from lack of fertilization or denigration of soil. And, it's trying, it's still alive, but it is really not what I expected when I came back from Austin this time around. So I've got a few problem childs. Plants. I've got the hedge in the back there, that's gone south. I've got this one that's kind of gone south, this big one here. And this one is still my favorite. This is one of my favorites. Look at this. Isn't that a nice one? That's what it would look like in the wild, just like that. And look at the age. Look at the way it's aged. Now again, I'd just be guessing about this. I know what it is. I know what it is. I know you probably know what it is. You can let me know in the comments. I'm not opposed to comments, helpful comments. I've always gotten helpful comments. I haven't gotten really any negative comments, so I'm lucky in that regard. So this is 23 minutes. I haven't even done the items of interest. Maybe I'll just sit down here underneath the pine tree and do items of interest, and do them, I guess, relatively fast so I don't upset anybody. In 1073, Gregory the Seventh was elected by outstanding support to succeed Alexander II. That's the Pope. We're talking about the Pope. 1073, if you can believe that. Gregory the Seventh was elected by, I can't even say it. It's a word that means over excitement and joy and overwhelming support. Adam, Cat, Lincoln, Adam, Mary, Adam, Tom. In, on, Nora. I feel like such a retard, I'm sorry. ACCLAMATION, acclamation. Acclamation, that's what it's called. Elected by acclamation. That means everybody was on board. Everybody was into it. It was a rousing support, enthusiastic support, just overwhelming, no doubt about it support. That's what acclamation means. And this has to do with the election of the Pope in 1073. The reason I included this as an item of interest simply because of the of the Pope passing away on Monday morning. Yesterday morning, I guess. Yeah. 1370, construction began on the Bastille. It's a medieval fortress in France. It was constructed as a defense of the city back in 1370, and it later became a prison, and it was a symbol of the fascists or the dictatorship of Paris, and eventually was overrun and destroyed or invaded or taken down during the French Revolution. They had a lot of problems over there in France before they came up with what they have today, democracy. They had a lot of knuckleheads who were doing some things that were counterproductive to citizenry. And that was 1370. The construction began on the Bastille, the medieval fortress in France. And you can read up on that and Google that as you go. 1864, a lot of these are kind of old. This is the United States. This is the Coinage Act of 1864. Congress decided to pass a bill or a law, and it said that all coins would be engraved with "In God We Trust," and later on that became all currency, paper and coinage. "In God We Trust," and 1864. So over 150 years ago, or more, do the math, I guess. I can't even pronounce my name. How am I going to do the math? And they're thickened up branches. It's the olive. When I was in Rome, I got the idea of this broom type olive tree. It was a beautiful olive tree, and it had that single trunk, and it had a round top. So that's where I got the inspiration for this olive tree. And this started as a little 5-gallon pot. Very nice. 1889, tens of thousands of white settlers or white people were given a decree to enter Indian land, or the Oklahoma Territory, at noon on today's date in 1889 by a federal decree, which I guess is a law, a decree. It was started, the land rush into Indian territory. So this was bad news for Indians, American Indians who already lived in the Oklahoma Territory. Tens of thousands of white, I guess Americans, white, I guess you could call them white racists, because they were probably racist against the native people. They just didn't treat them like fellow human beings. And it started the land rush into Indian territory in 1889. Tens of thousands entered and it was called the Oklahoma Territory by federal decree. So that was a big time. Go out there and place your stake, and just a wonderful. 1915, World War I, German forces introduced chemical warfare. Chlorine gas along a 4-mile stretch on the front. At the Second Battle of Ypres. So imagine that. You're in war. It's already a terrible thing. And now you got to worry about getting gassed to death or wear those gas masks and chlorine gas. You think getting sprayed with pepper spray is painful? How'd you like to get sprayed with chlorine gas? World War I by the German forces. And they introduced chemical warfare. So it's a 4-mile stretch on the front. And this was the second battle of Ypres. And for you Europeans and the rest of the world, the rest of the civilized world, 4 miles is equal to 6 kilometers. 4 miles or 6 kilometers. 1915. Chemical warfare. Holy cow. Here's a real kind of a sad one, really unfortunate story from 2004. Pat Tillman was an NFL standout, very successful football player with a very lucrative career, a lucrative paycheck. And after 9/11, he enlisted in the special forces to go over to Afghanistan and fight the enemy, or the perceived enemy. We have to have an enemy. Everybody's aware of that. If you're not aware of that, and I don't want to get into this on this kind of channel, there's enough shenanigans on all the other channels. Everybody's got something to say. That's why I leave it up to my viewers to do their own research, draw their own opinions, have critical thinking, and not be led by a group of charlatans that are around us. Pat Tillman, he was killed in Afghanistan. At first they said he was killed in action, and then somehow it leaked out. They had to change the story, or they had to tell the truth. And he was killed by friendly fire. So this is another horrific circumstance. You're in war, you're fighting a perceived enemy, you're giving up your lucrative contract, and you're accidentally killed by friendly fire, which means your own team, your own forces, your own country, whether it was an accident or whether it was because he was very popular, and there's probably some men who thought that this was they weren't happy with him, perhaps jealousy or what have you. The human condition is flawed in so many different ways. Unless you have your ducks in order, your mind is going to run the show. And sometimes that mind will run someone right into the ground, as we all know. But so Pat Tillman in 2004 was killed in Afghanistan by friendly fire. And what's next? 2016, 170 countries signed the Paris Agreement on climate change. It took effect in November of 2016, but since then it's been watered down, I believe. Some people are withdrawing. I think the United States is withdrawn from a number of signed treaties on a wide range of agreements. And I think the climate change agreement of 2016 is yet another casualty of changing political views, changing political parties, changing political appointees with different opinions, different agendas, and different opinions on how things should be run. But that was in 2016. Do you remember where you were in 2016? And the last item of interest is happy birthday to one of the most wonderful actors in Hollywood to date. I really admire this actor because in every movie he's in, he becomes that person. He ceases to become who he really is in real life or in any other role. He, you know, some actors can pull this off, some cannot. Most cannot. They are completely different, even though they look the same in a lot of areas, a lot of I'm sorry, I'm stuttering like somebody with a new set of dentures. He takes on a role. He's 88 years old today. Happy birthday to Jack Nicholson. Jack Nicholson, just a wonderful actor. 88 years young. I don't like to use the word old. So I hope you enjoyed this. This is another long one, so for people who like long ones, this should be up your alley. And people who do not, this will just be completely annoying, I guess. But you have choices. We all have choices in our conduct, in our viewing, in our thinking. And that's what's great about the human condition. We all have choices. Choices that can benefit ourselves and choices that can cause sometimes unrepairable damage to ourselves. So it's important to take, this might be my last presentation before I leave on Thursday for Southeast Asia. I'll try to make some presentations in my travels, some hotel room reviews, of course, and some nice things that you might be interested in. So thanks for viewing. Thanks for liking these. I hope you like the midget wrestling and some of the other things. That was a birthday celebration for Liz Splat. So we did everything we could to make Liz Splat's birthday an enjoyable and rememberable event. Here's your pine tree stretching out to the sky. Look at those beautiful blue sky. Okay, have a great rest of the week and keep smiling. It's just a great time to be on planet Earth. Beautiful, beautiful planet.